All right, heavy hitter time outside our Beacon Hill studio, joined by a couple of regular gals. Cosmo Macero of O'Neill's Associates, Peter Cadges of the Boston Phoenix, and Scott Brown's an honorary girl, or at least we're told by Democratic State Party Chairman John Walsh.
Honorary woman.
He did not say that. Yes, he said honorary girl. Much ado about nothing, Cosmo, or did he really stir something up?
I think I know what he was trying to say. Just an unfortunate choice of words. Sometimes the consultant or the party chairman, even though they're there to help the candidate, makes a mistake, and that's a mistake. And I think it's an unfortunate choice of words, but I don't know if I'd go all the way to say it's an incredible scandal.
Served up a fatty to Scott Brown, who hit it out of the park, didn't he?
Absolutely. It's definitely a hanging curveball. Scott Brown doesn't make mistakes, and he knows how to take advantage of them, and he's really taking advantage of this one.
A good career move for Walsh might be to get on the Tobin Bridge and take a leap. But
we don't encourage that sort of thing, of course.
Aside from that, listen, the ad itself, the Scott Brown ad, is an insult to the voters' intelligence. It really has nothing at all to do with the Senate race. However, the comment was just a disaster, mini disaster, waiting to happen, as we alluded to before. If he had said woman, maybe.
A little better, but not much better.
He's in a household of women. He's folding the laundry. He probably rolls the socks. Doesn't fold the socks. He's a military guy, so he rolls those socks. But I think Peter's right about the ad. What does it have to do with being a U.S. Senator? I think that's what John Walsh was rightly trying to get at. Just had a little bit of a fumble there.
What do most ads have to do with being a U.S. Senator, though? I mean, when you get right down to it.
But you've got a bad ad that is now a positive ad for Scott Brown.
Right.
Because everyone's going to want to see it. And Scott Brown, being fleet of foot as he is, rounded the bases after that.
He gets to use "I am woman, hear me roar" as his campaign theme now, which is a good thing in this campaign. Let's talk about the Democrats on a larger scale. They got the convention obviously coming up this week. Duvall speaking tonight, Menino speaking tomorrow, and of course the president speaking on Thursday. What are you most looking for out of this convention, Cosmo?
I'm looking at the president. He's had this will now be his third. His third major address to a Democratic National Convention. The first two, he absolutely killed it, knocked him dead, did fabulous. I think he needs to top that to really go and put himself in a good position. I'm looking for him to go one louder and absolutely top that and do even better.
Interesting. I'm looking for both Duvall and Patrick,
and Obama.
I'm sorry, Duvall and Obama, to not be abstract, to be concrete. The governor is an excellent public speaker. He's really, really good. Sometimes I think he's better than Obama, but he sometimes stays above the fray. I'd like to hear them talk, you know, right to the middle-class Americans watching.
Both of you answered this incorrectly. The number one thing you're looking for is Mayor Menino to pull a Clint Eastwood at the DNC, and the second thing is Michelle Obama's performance, because you're curious to see if she can top Ann Romney.
I guess so. I guess that makes sense. I'm looking at the president. I'm looking for him to top that speech, and that's just the way it is.
Listen, I'm not big on the spouses in politics. Ann Romney did great. Michelle will do great.
None of it matters. The only thing that matters is the president's remarks. That's it.
Well, the only thing that matters is,
and I must say, if anyone could have some fun with Scott, with
Walsh.
No. With Make My Day. My brain.
Clint Eastwood.
Clint Eastwood. Oddly,
get you an empty chair at some point.
Oddly enough, it might be Mayor Menino.
Well, let's talk about the issue that you were just touching on. The only thing that matters, Cosmo, at least according to Mitt Romney, is are you better off than you are 4 years ago? The Democrats apparently have decided to take this challenge on, and they're going to try and sell it. Joe Biden started it yesterday. They're going to try and sell that we are better off. Yeah. Smart tactic by them?
Well, one of the reasons may be because they're kind of right, but in a way that makes them very uncomfortable. The S&P 500 is up 70% since he took office. The Dow Jones is up 35%. Those are numbers you haven't seen since FDR. In terms of
those are numbers that affect Romney fans,
in terms
though, not
of,
Democrats.
Exactly. It makes them very uncomfortable. So I think they're testing that message for the Wall Street crowd. But you know what? What does that do for Main Street?
$4 gas does a lot more.
That's what I said. Listen. I don't know about you two guys. I am not better off today than I was 4 years ago. I am thankful that I'm not worse off, but you don't actually run on that. I think they better be very, very wary. That's something you save for editorial boards, for rich fundraisers.
I'm way over time. Just a nod of the head, yes or no. Either of you going to discuss with your wife the laundry issue today when you go home?
Absolutely not.
What laundry issue?
No.
Good boy. Good job, men. Cosmo, Peter, the heavy hitters. I think we're all treading lightly on that one when we get home.